swear I'm gonna turn that son of a bitch apart. Whoa, easy, man. You just woke up, alright? Let's get you some meat. Want some meat? I'm starving. That's when you guys show up. It was awful.
Love you!
Demon said he only wanted us to walk out loud. You told you that? Yeah.
Guys, this is my dog right here. And he's a wolf. And he's sleeping on my arm and he's fat. Ow!
Make him laugh, make him laugh.
You're fat. You're fat. You're fat. You're fat. You're fat. Eat.
It is 5:45 in the morning right now. I haven't been able to sleep at all. My eyes are just so red from crying so much. This video has been something that I've been dreading to make. I knew obviously I would have to get up and make it sooner or later, but this is one of the videos that no one ever wants to make. For those of you who don't know, I had to put my dog down. A lot of you guys know Cuervo. He was such a good dog. He was my most prized possession. I tried really hard not to cry through this video. I've cried so much these past couple of days. But he was my best friend. He's been through every breakup. He's been through every family issue. Cuervo was the best dog that anyone could ever ask for. He never chewed up the pillows. He never bit anybody. For those of you who don't know, Cuervo had epilepsy, which meant that he had seizures, like very bad seizures, more than once a day, which meant that a lot of us had to stay with him throughout the day, because when he has these seizures, his head and his whole body is just intensely moving around. And I might show videos, I might not. I don't know how far I want to go with this video. We'll just see how it ends up when I'm editing. It was a series of just crazy seizures these past 2 days that caused me to have to put him down. So here's the situation for those of you who are confused. A lot of people are asking me why I put him down. A lot of my friends are probably watching this video. I know my friends have never seen a tear come down my face ever in my life. I woke up in the morning to my sister crying and yelling and saying he's bleeding, and I ran to the kitchen where he had the seizure, and he had a very intense episode and his front teeth had all shattered. So I didn't even ask any questions. I just took his leash and I went straight to the vet, and it was the closest one to my house. I didn't even want to wait to go to the emergency room. I just took him straight to the vet and I said, please just do something, he's bleeding. I didn't know at the time that his teeth were shot. I thought maybe he had just was bleeding from his mouth, which just scared me even more. So the vet took him in and they said, okay, well, his 2 front teeth are shattered. He has new medicine that he needs to be taking now. Paid a lot of money for that vet visit and a lot of money for the medicine. He seemed to be doing fine after that. I took him back home and I was at Brandon's house to kind of get my mind off things. Him dying wasn't even a question. Like, it never even crossed my mind. I thought he was gonna be fine, but obviously, I'm sorry guys, I haven't slept for like the past 2 days. I have literally just been laying down in my bed just watching old videos of us. So later that day he had 3 more seizures, and what I learned was that with every seizure that he gets, his brain swells up and his brain is more prone to another seizure. So it's called a cluster of seizures, and you have to break the cycle, because if you have too many seizures in one day, your brain will swell up to a point of a permanent seizure. It happened in a span of like 30 minutes. So I drove home as fast as I can, and I'm sitting next to him and I'm petting him, and they told us he was gonna have another seizure, but not 3, because they said the effects of the medicine that we gave him, potassium bromide, was gonna cause him to have more seizures. But I was so scared that I just took him straight to the vet. At the vet, he didn't have any other seizures at the time. They came to the room and they said, these are their exact words, they said, hey guys, he's doing fine, he's not having any other seizures, so we just did an MRI, we're looking at the results right now, you should be out of here within 20 to 30 minutes. And I told them that I didn't want to go back home unless I knew that he wasn't going to have another seizure tonight. And they offered Keppra, which is a very strong drug for dogs. It's a very strong drug for dogs, and it would break the cluster of seizures, which they offered. After we signed off on Keppra, they told us we'd be out of there in 20 to 30 minutes. They just had to give him the injection, but in order to give them the injection, they would have to place an IV catheter on his wrist. And during the placement of the IV catheter, he had another seizure, his last seizure, which unfortunately was a permanent seizure. He reacted badly to Keppra, which made the situation worse. I don't know if I want to show videos of this. I don't know if I could even watch those videos to put them in my editing program, so I'm just gonna explain it in the best way that I could. He was just, we walked out of the room after they told us they were gonna give him Keppra, and we heard a dog, like a small dog, just like squealing and yelling for like 10 to 15 minutes. And at this point, before this, like 2 minutes before this, we're all laughing and joking and talking about, oh, is there a promo code to pay for the visit? And the nurse is laughing and we're all joking, and I'm telling Brandon to vlog it so I can remember it, because I was so scared. And I just remember, you know, being so relieved. And then we heard this dog just screaming, like in pain, and no one really thought anything, but I was like, bro, that's my dog. No one understood because it didn't sound anything like him. It sounded like a little puppy. And I told everyone, I've been around that before. I said, I know that's my dog. So I start banging on the door and asking them, like, can I see him? and it turned into like, just let me see him, and they said that he's having an episode, and that's when everything just went wrong. So at one point the doctor came out and he said, you need to go in there and see if you can snap him out of it, and if you can't, we have to start thinking about quality of life, which meant potentially putting my dog down. So at this point I walked into the room and it was a sight out of like a movie. It was two nurses laying down with my dog. There was blood on the floor, there was drool and spit everywhere. There was towels and blankets, and he had a muzzle on, and he had those sleeping masks, the eye masks for when you go to sleep and you want to cover your eyes, and it said princess on it, and it was pink, and all the lights were off, and it was in like it looked like a lab. And I just remember seeing him. Like just looking at me, but not even like seeing me. He just kind of looked like he was already practically, I'm sorry to say, he was already practically dead. He looked at me, and in my head I just knew that at the end of this visit that I wasn't gonna come out with my dog. So right away I just started petting him and saying, hey, you wanna go for a walk? You wanna go in the car? You wanna go to the park? Just asking him all these stuff that he loved to do. And he just kept crying and shaking and foaming, and my sister and Brandon weren't there at the time. They were outside. And I'd been having the seizure for around 30 minutes at this time. My mom came with his favorite toy. It was a brown platypus, and she just kept trying to show it to him and put it next to him and put his paw on it, and he just wouldn't even remember it, or he had just been way too far on the deep end. I wish there was something that I could have done to stop this whole thing, but it all happened so fast. And I was asking them, what should I do? The doctor was asking me, doctor was saying, do you want to wait it out, or do you want to put him down? At this point he was suffering a traumatic episode, and everyone was looking at me for something, everyone was looking at me to make the decision. Obviously he's my dog. Think about what to do. It was one of the hardest choices I've ever had to make in my life. If you have a dog, I hope you're never put with this choice. But I had thought about it for minutes, which felt like days. And I just remember crying and just saying, just put him down in the room with the doctor. Just kept saying, just do it, just do it. And I was hoping that someone somewhere was gonna come up and say, no, you don't have to do that. We have this, or we'll just give him this and he'll calm right down. But no one came up. I was hoping for a phone call from someone that said, hey, try this, or don't put him down, don't be stupid. I was waiting for the nurse to say, are you sure? Is this what you want to do? But no one was asking for clarification. Right when I said it, they just walked to the room, and I started signing paperwork, and before I knew it, they're talking about cremation or burial, and felt like my dog was just, I walked back to the room I said my last goodbye. I really have tried to stop myself from going on my phone and looking at any videos or pictures. I've been laying in bed just scared to even go on my phone because I might see something I don't want to see. I'm the weakest I've ever been right now. I've been through the worst things in my life. At one point in my life, I had crashed my car, lost my 300,000 subscriber YouTube channel, lost my girlfriend, and been at my lowest in life. And I never shed one tear before. I've never cried. I've seen my dad damn near pass away because of cigarettes. I've seen my mom work her ass off every day. I've seen countless amount of things, and I'm not the type to cry. I'm not. But this dog has been through everything with me. He's been through the car accident. He's been through all the breakups. Not only one. He's been through multiple breakups. You know, me feeling like shit at my house with no one there. You know, and who's there? Cuervo. He jumps on the bed and he'll give you a hug. It's like he knew when. It's like he knew when you were sad. He'll lick you all over your face and you'll get hair all over you, and he was so like nice, and he never bit anybody. He just loved to play. All I remember, he just loved to play, and I played with him as much as I can. But there's only so much that you could play, and then you just regret not playing with him every second of the. I wish I played with him more. Guys, my eyes, they literally just hurt. My head hurts, my heart hurts, my stomach hurts. It's the worst. I love my dog. It's like losing him. It's like everything bad that happened in my life just hit me all at one time. I saw my dad cry for the first time ever. I've never seen my dad even shed a tear. I watched my dad sob on the phone telling me, please don't make the wrong choice. If you're gonna put him down, don't let him suffer. He couldn't even form a sentence on the phone. I wish I didn't even have a day to take him to the beach and feed him food that he's not supposed to. This is his favorite toy. Fuck. This is his favorite toy. I have it in my room. Cuervo, he's in a better place now. That's what everybody's been telling me. Guys, if you have a dog, just give your dog a big fucking hug. Give your brother a big hug. Give your sister, go say I love you to your mom. Just go tell everyone that you love. Tell them you love them, because anything could happen at any moment. You never know when you're gonna spend your last moments with someone. Fuck, guys, I'm so sorry. I hate crying. I don't remember the last time that I cried. This dog meant the world to me. I just wish I had one day to go and take him for a ride in the car and take him to the beach. And right now, guys, it's turning daytime outside. As you can see, I haven't slept at all. I literally just want to see him again. Guys. Fuck. Cuervo, rest in peace. They tell me that you're watching me. He was so good. He was only 2.5 years old. He's had too many problems. I just want to thank you guys for all the support you guys have been giving me these past couple of days. I never believed that I would feel better in this situation, but without your guys' support, I would be in a much worse situation. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. But guys, I just want to say thank you for being there for me. Brandon, I want to start talking about the things that Brandon did. Brandon has not left my side. He has not stopped texting me. He has not. Brandon paid for the whole vet visit, which was about $1,000, out of his own money. He came to my house so many times. Him and my dad just cried together. He's been helping our family so much. You wouldn't even understand. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to explain it. He did so much more than I can even explain. He's been taking me out. He's been keeping me out of the slump. At some point I have to let him sleep, and I can't keep on texting him and seeing him. At some point I have to come back to my house and, you know, be on my own. But God sent Brandon to me. He's an angel that was sent to help me through my rough times. I hope everybody in their life has someone like Brandon that's gonna go through this whole thing with them, because without him, if you guys think if you guys think that I look bad right now, just imagine how I'd look if I was on my own throughout this whole thing. And FaZe Rug and Mama Rug and Papa Rug, they have done an intense amount of support. They have showed us an intense amount of support. They have came to the house, drove 30 minutes back here, maybe 4 times yesterday, just to come see my family. The amount of love that we're all getting is insane. So I just hope that you guys, if you have a pet, just play with him. And if there's anything, you know, medically wrong with your pet, just, bro, give your dog or your cat or your bird or your turtle or your fish, whatever the hell it is, just make sure you give them the best life, because their life is short. If you don't have a pet, don't get a pet, man. Don't get a pet. You'll get so attached. And yes, it was the greatest 3 years of my life, but this right here, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. It was like worse than a human passing away. 6:15 right now. 6:15. I don't know if I'm gonna sleep or not, but thank you guys so much for the support. I love all of you. Thank you guys for Cuervo, guys. His favorite fucking toy. Fuck. Thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.